Next, we're going to be having Ruth.
I take some wonderful parsley, put it in my bottle.
They have hotlines, 24-hour hotlines, spiritual leader, your pastor.
7 and 8 and jog it. And that fear is very valid. Hello and welcome to Sound Mind Somebody. I'm your host, Jera Cavalieri, and today we have our very special guest and feature, Marcy Bristol. And Marcy, today is not yet the first day of spring, but we're getting into spring. And what special feature do you have for us today?
Well, Jera, we're going to start with something new, this Sound Mind Somebody. We have with us today, and we are thrilled, two people that have dedicated a great deal of their life to finding a cure and research for breast cancer. And this is Dr. Ernie Bodai, and with him Gina Petrak. Dr. Bodai is the director of the Breast Surgical Research and Kaiser Institute in Sacramento, yes. And Gina is a breast cancer advocate that works alongside of him. They have dedicated a great deal of time and research to developing certain things that they will talk about to raise money for their wonderful dedication to this disease. I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can talk about your license plate, the breast cancer stamp, which we all are very aware of and think is a wonderful contribution. And Dr. Bodai, where did this start? And tell us what's on the horizon.
Well, thank you very much for having us on the show
Our
today.
Pleasure.
Where this started was the fact that over the last 15, 20 years, I've unfortunately had to take care of about 3,000 women with breast cancer. And the sad fact is that the mortality rate or the death rate from breast cancer has not really changed in the last 50 years. So we were looking for a mechanism to increase research funding for breast cancer, and we had to come up with something that wasn't another tax, it wasn't going to be another burden. And lo and behold, one evening the idea came to us that if we could get a special stamp issued by the post office that would be priced a little bit higher than a regular stamp, we could in fact find a new vehicle to raise money. So in 1996 we approached the Postal Service with that idea, and of course they didn't want to participate in that because they were afraid of opening Pandora's box. There's a lot of great causes out there, and I understood that. And so we had to basically go to Congress, educate ourselves on how the government works and how a bill becomes law. And after about 2 years we were able to pass legislation that authorized the Postal Service to issue what's called a semi-postal stamp. And so these stamps are selling for 40 cents a piece. When they first came out, of course, first-class rates were only 32 cents, so 8 cents of every stamp went to research. Now it's down to 6 cents. But it's been a tremendously successful program. In fact, the post office was very pessimistic about it ever selling, but we've now become the second highest selling stamp ever that has been issued, and we've exceeded 300 million stamps in sales. Have raised about $25 million for breast cancer research.
And I think the real interesting thing for those of you, Gina, if I could have the stamp, that haven't seen it, and please go out and get them. This is Diana, and you want to explain how what she's the goddess of and what the rainbow represents.
It's actually a beautiful work of art. It is Diana Artemis, who's the Roman mythological protector of women. And what she's doing here, it's a line drawing, so it applies to women of all genre, if you will. And what she's doing is she's reaching for a bow in her quiver to fend off an enemy of women, which in this case is breast cancer. And then the right breast has been symbolically removed and replaced with our little logo, which is fun to fight to find a cure. The position that Diana is assuming is also the position for breast self-examination and for mammography. And then the rainbow of colors represents the fact that it's a disease that affects women of all colors.
That's right. It crosses no boundaries.
Crosses no boundaries.
That's right.
And the rainbow is also traditionally a sign for hope. And what's so amazing about this little small piece of paper, this little tiny piece of paper has actually saved lives. That's how powerful it is, because it's a reminder for women to get mammograms, to do breast self-exams. And there are dozens of anecdotal stories across the country about how this stamp has inspired women to go get their mammograms, go get their checkups, and have detected early lesions. So
it's wonderful.
It's a very powerful piece of art.
The other thing is you're working on a license plate, and I understand in California it's already in.
Right.
production and being used?
Well, we started a campaign for uninsured women. Now, these funds, the stamp funds, go to research, but the license plate funds go to uninsured and underinsured women in California, which there are about 1,000 a year.
Wow.
So they get detected with cancer and then have no outlet for treatment. And Gina's been responsible for introducing the Michigan version, which is also a beautiful piece of art.
And Gina, when is that going into Michigan?
Well, yesterday we had an appointment with our state legislator, and we have to write the bill, or she has to write the bill, but it looks like we have very good response for it. And we're actually very excited about the graphics of the license plate because it's like a moving billboard, and we've incorporated the breast cancer research stamp throughout the whole license plate, so it'll have a lot of recognition right off the bat. So that's what it looks like.
Very, very
beautiful. Doctor, I'm 43 and I have never had a mammogram.
Shame on you.
Shame on me.
Bad girl.
Bad girl. But and as I've talked to women of my age, 40, you should have yourself examined, and they're reluctant, hesitant.
Well, I'll tell you, here's the situation. The guidelines call for screening a baseline mammogram at age 35, so you're way due overdue for that. And then at age 40 annually, through age 70 at least. Some people argue it could be done every 2 years. There's a real problem with mammograms. Number one, they're very uncomfortable.
Yep, and that's the big thing, or the big fear.
And
yeah,
number
absolutely.
two, I think that many women are afraid of what they'll show. We do have a fairly high false positive rate. So, 4 out of 5 mammographic abnormalities that are found that then necessitate a biopsy and put you through the scare are going to be negative. But, it's a lot of psychological ups and downs that women have to go through, but it should not in any way deter you from getting a test because it's an excellent test, and early detection is the best chance for cure.
Now, Jira, when you go get when you schedule your mammogram, we'd like for you to take your husband for him to have his PSA test. And Dr. Bodai has a new program called Screen Together, Live Together.
Okay.
And for those of you that are not aware of what a PSA test is, that is for screening of prostate cancer. And you can adjust that if you'd like as well.
It's a blood test. It's much less painful than a mammogram. And so the idea that we're trying to promote across the country is the Screen Together, Live Together. So when a woman goes to get her mammogram, take your husband or significant other with you to get a PSA. And in so doing and holding hands, I think it's easier for a couple that has loved each other for many years and wants to continue loving each other for many years to go on and screen together.
And I think having a support system to be proactive. You start being proactive with a support system, that's going to snowball, and you're going to continue to do those things. So God forbid if something does come along, that support system's built in. And you have that innate love and support for each other that can carry you through anything.
Absolutely.
But being proactive is a very important thing.
Yes, and being active. So
That's right.
we're going to, after the show, we're going to drive Jared down to
right away. I'm
our
going
local
down.
mammographic center and have her screened.
On, the other thing is on our website, you can get Cure Cancer.
CureBreastCancer.org.
Okay, it's on there.
And at the end of the show, that'll be on there.
Okay. Well, we sure are happy to have you.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for
wonderful.
everything. What a great cause.
Yes, what a great cause.
You know what's so important about this is that now every individual in America has the opportunity to make a contribution.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you
so much.
My pleasure.
Marcy.
Marcy, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Happy spring to everybody.
Spring.
It's coming.
Very enlightening. And next we have Ruth Mosick Johnston, and she is going to be cooking up a wonderful spring soup. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Sound mind, sound body. Sound mind, sound body.
This is a 500 record.
Allow me. What the devil are you doing here?
I'm only here because
You're here, hot stuff.
This is going to be about smoking in the house, isn't it? This poor guy's been picked on enough. He has rights. He has... What's the matter with you? Are you kids to get pneumonia? Bronchitis? Asthma? Get up. What do you smoke outside? Outside. Make the right choice.
Go out for your kids.
Daddy! I need to go party. Dad!
Yeah.
I forget. Dad!
You, mister, need to go to bed right now. What is it?
I love you.
I love you too.
Family. Isn't it about time?
Hey, if you need anything, I'm right down the hall, okay? And I love you too, pal.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Night.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ernie Bodai, and I've performed over 3,000 operations for breast cancer. I'd like to remind you of 3 important steps to take for early detection. Number 1, breast self-examination performed monthly. Number 2, a professional exam performed annually. And number 3, mammography performed annually beginning at age 40 with a baseline at age 35. These 3 steps can help save your life through the early detection of breast cancer.
I want you. I want your hand on my back when I make my way through a crowd. I want to feel you watch me when I talk to my friends. Talk to me. Tell me about your friends, your family. Look at me. I want to spend my life with you. And I'll never hurt you, never lie to you, and never put you in danger. There's a time for us to be lovers. We will wait until that time comes.
Sound mind, sound body.
Hi, I'm Ruth Mossick Johnston, and welcome. Today we're doing some soup, and to make it springy with all this upcoming good weather we're expecting, I'm going to be using some morel mushrooms. And we've talked in the past about morels, but I want to go over this with you because this is important. You never, ever go out and pick mushrooms without a mushroom expert. Make sure you've got somebody who really knows what they're doing. And once you have these wonderful mushrooms, you always have to make sure they're cooked. You can become very ill if these are not cooked prior to eating, so please keep that in mind. What I've done for this soup is I have pre-cooked the morels. These happen to be dry. These weren't freshly picked. And I have sauteed the actual morels once they have been reconstituted. I sauteed them in a little butter for about 6 or 7 minutes until they were nice and soft. And then I've cut them into little spirals, and we'll have that on top of our soup once it's completed. So it's best to take care of the mushrooms first. So once you have those, you set them aside, and you put a little oil in your pan, and you get your onions going, and you wait till they're nice and brown. As you can see, these are right in the right spot. They're beautifully golden and perfect to add our other ingredients. So once you're at this point, you've got a little bit of olive oil, you've got your onions. We're going to add two very large onions, which is about 8 cups. We're going to add 2 cups of celery, including the leaves. And we're going to saute that along with our onion for just a few minutes. And this soup, you could call it hummus soup, you could call it pine nut and chickpea. It's kind of an interesting soup, and it can be done 2 different ways. You can use a chicken stock or a vegetable stock. And today I've used chicken stock. So for those vegetarians, they would want to use vegetable stock instead. So I've got my celery going in there. I've got 2 cups of celery and leaves, and I'm now going to put 2 cups of pine nuts. And for those of you who are very concerned about cholesterol, you can always add more chickpeas instead of as many pine nuts and just adjust it accordingly. So we're going to continue to saute this for just a few minutes and let those pine nuts absorb some of those other great flavors. Once that happens, you can add a variety of different spices or herbs to your liking. I love cumin seed, so I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of cumin seed to the soup, and I'm going to put just a pinch of mombasa, which is a type of cayenne pepper, and add, at this point, just a touch of salt. And I always use sea salt, but you don't have to. You can use kosher salt or regular table salt. This will continue to saute for just a few minutes till everything appears to be tender. And that should take about 5 minutes. Once that's all incorporated, we're going to add the chicken stock. And remember, for vegetarians, use vegetable stock. And this is 8 cups of chicken stock. We're going to gently stir all of our ingredients. And the next thing I'm going to add is kind of a funny looking pepper. And this is a dried ancho pepper. And you can purchase these at most grocery stores in the packages that have those wonderful dried peppers available. And you can put the dried pepper in just by itself and bring this up to a boil so that that pepper is going to get nice and soft. And let this just continue to cook for about 20 minutes. And your pepper will be soft, all of your ingredients will be nicely mixed, and we're going to put in our chickpeas. And the chickpeas that I'm using today are canned chickpeas, so they've already been cooked. If you prefer to cook your own chickpeas, you want to do that way ahead of time. And this is 4 cups of chickpeas. We're going to get that in there and let all this continue to cook. And as I'm stirring, I can feel that this big pepper is getting nice and soft. So all that will mix beautifully together. And to save time, we are going to pretend this is all cooked. And in the interest of time, we have some finished soup, so you can see what the finished soup will look like. This will continue to cook. All of the flavors will be blended. You will then turn it off, and in small batches, you will process it in a food processor or a blender or a Vitamix. And what you will wind up with is beautifully smooth ingredients. And once that's all nicely smooth, you can reheat it to a perfect temperature. You want to add a little bit more salt, and you're ready to serve. And what we have today to put on the top of our soup for our spring thing is some beautiful chives or green onion, our morels that have been sauteed, and some croutons or little toasts. So here we are. We're ready to try some soup.
Very cool. And who would like to come try out the soup? Marcy, you want to come up here? Okay, we had Gina, Ernie, and Renee, and Marcy. Oh, looks really good there, Ruth.
Well,
Yummy.
it's a real nice spring flavor, and it's nice and healthy, which is most important.
Yes,
Get some morels on there.
Health is important.
And we'll top it with a couple of toasts.
Yummy.
A spoon might be helpful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. Yeah,
Well,
Ruth,
it's nice and healthy. And for
really
those of
good.
us that are concerned about breast cancer and other
this
diseases that have fat-related illness attached to it, this is a great thing to do.
Well, Ruth, you once again have done an amazing job, and we thank you very, very much for coming
My
again.
pleasure, as
And
always.
it's very,
Looks
You're
great.
yeah, it
welcome.
does look really good.
Looks great.
Yummy. Well, next we have our instructor who is tasting right now, Renee Bach. She will be giving us a wonderful workout. So Renee, I'm excited about our workout. It's going to be lots of fun. Ruth, thank you.
My
you did a wonderful
pleasure.
job.
My pleasure.
We will see you this summer.
Yes, you will.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much.
Sound mind, sound body. Sound mind, sound body.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ernie Bodai. I'm a breast cancer surgeon with prostate cancer. I have an important message to deliver to you, and that is screen together, live together. I encourage women who are going in for mammograms to take their husbands with them to get a PSA or prostate-specific antigen at the same time. Screening together can lead to early detection. Screening together is the best chance for cure. Screen together, live together.
We didn't have much to give them. So when they showed up firing them mean looks around the place and staring us down on prices, well, I was angry. Didn't seem to bother my father, though. He had me load another bushel of apples in their trunk. I learned later on that this family was in need.
The greatest gift we give, it's in our heart, what we believe, the way we live.
Caring for others. Pass it on.
Hello and welcome back to Sound Mind Somebody. I'm your host, Jera Cavalieri, and today we have the beautiful, famous, gorgeous, great looking in the front as well as the back, Renee Bonk. She's beautiful. And what are you going to do with us today?
Oh, Jared, after that, I don't know. And we're going to do a step-weighted workout.
Okay.
And we have light handheld weights. We're going to start with a warm-up. Okay. And it's got to be condensed down. Usually my classes do run 1 hour long. And we're going to do a real quick warm-up and then show you a little bit what we do in my classes. Ready?
Sounds amazing. All right, and I'll go back here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Just step it side to side. Going to get our heart rate up. Abs in. Release the tension in the upper body. Okay, breathing so easy.
Your arms are just hanging out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do a little snap with your fingers too. Got to get that beat.
I can only snap on it with one finger, with like one hand. I don't know what that's all
you ready?
About. Yep.
Double.
Okay.
And double. Got it?
All right, got it.
Now, we want to go a little deeper, Jera,
all right.
Because we want to use our largest muscle group, our quadricep and hamstring, to elevate our heart rate.
Okay.
Here we go. So, a little deeper. Abs in, back is tall. Woo! Here we go. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. And hold here and set it out. Inhale up. And exhale. Let's get a tricep stretch in right up above. We're going to hold those handheld weights. You have to make sure you stretch out very well.
All right, your knees are
and
bent.
Proper. Knees are soft. Knees are soft.
Okay, got it.
Now take that same arm right across.
Alrighty, got that.
And let's do the other side.
Okay, all right, I'm coordinated.
And come across, Jera.
Okay.
I know you can't see me, so it's hard. In my studio, we have mirrors all around. So you can see the
feel that.
You're doing great. And let's inhale up again. Oxygen in, release it. Now just shoulders right there.
You have great
Not
arms.
too quick. Oh, thank you. They could be better, but I work out hard. 3 times a week.
3 times a week you're doing this?
3 times a week. We do cross training. We do step-weighted, aerobic, just step. And it's very important, especially for women, to work out with weights. Helps to prevent osteoporosis. 1 more time up. And exhale right there. And let's grab our handheld weights.
All right. Yeah, women have a, not you, but like me.
It's hard.
Under the arm
keeping
problem.
Keeping your whole body, and the older you get, the harder it is.
Right on.
And it's hard. You've got to constantly keep up proper diet, exercising 3 to 4 times a week, cross-training, using weights, whether it be freestyle weights like we're doing, or using machines at a club, at a health club.
These are 3 pounds, so you know. Out there. Okay, let's
Okay.
go.
Here we go. Take it up and down.
And step.
Up and down. Are you with me?
Yes,
Up
ma'am.
and down.
I got it.
I think I hear a beat coming right there.
There you go.
Up and down. Abs in. What we're going to do is start with a bicep curl right in front. So your elbows have got to be tucked in.
Are they
and we're
by
going
the hips?
Right there. Tuck them in. Yeah, right by your hips.
All right.
And you need to push the weights right here. Up and down.
Okay.
Up and down while you keep your abs in. Nice, easy stepping on the step, full foot. And I want you to concentrate, Jera, on muscling the move right here. Instead of throwing the weights up and down, you've got to muscle the move. So it's kind of like a push and pull. Push like you're going through thick mud right here. Thick mud coming up.
Thick mud.
Thick mud coming up and down.
That works.
Thick mud. It's the only thing I can think of right now.
Good.
Okay, now right from here, Jara,
Oh, the
we're
truth.
going to take these weights a little farther up in front. We're going to push up and back in. Push up and back in. Now remember, your back is straight. Your abs are tucked in. Push and pull. See that thick mud feeling? We're going back to the thick mud.
Okay.
Here we go. Push
Oh.
and pull. Push. So we are burning calories working up and down the step while we're toning at the same time.
Very good.
Double coupon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now right from here, Jara,
Uh-huh.
we're going to take these weights out to the side. Ready?
Okay.
Push and pull in. Now watch the elbows. They come
Okay.
back in. Push and pull. Push and pull. Thick mud
Now-
feeling right there. Got it?
Now,
Push.
do you do the whole workout or weights, the whole hour?
No, what I
What do
do
you
in my class, in the hour class,
Okay.
in my studio, is we'll do this maybe for about 1 or 2 songs, 5 to 6 minutes. Then we take the weights to the side. Let's go back to a bicep in front. Then we take the weights to the side and work the step. All kinds of patterns on the step like we did before here, like I worked before here with you. Maybe on the last segment, Jara.
Uh-huh.
So, you want to put this all together?
All right.
Let's go right here. 4, this way. 4, 3, full foot on your step. 2, no heels hanging off your step.
All right.
Now let's go up in front. Push and pull. Push. Make sure it's proper movement. Never throw the weights up. Tighten up. Now out to the side.
Side.
Out and in. Out and in.
And if you do this 3 times a week for a year or 2,
4 more. 3,
you look like her.
2. Well, what you need to do, let's take the
And you
weights
have to
down
eat
right
properly.
here
You
and
have
just
to-
go up and down your step.
Give up the pasta.
Well, you
bread.
know, it's bread's yeah.
Stuff's tough.
What you need to do is really actually, like I think I've said before, Jara, everybody wants to look like a Barbie doll.
Right.
But eating right, working out for your heart, everything else falls in place. I always say that. Okay, knuckles towards me. Here we go. It's lift.
Well,
and lower.
Renee,
Lift.
I will
and
continue
lower.
to do this
Lift.
at home.
3 times a week, Jara.
Yes, ma'am. All righty, Renee.
Thank you so much for having me
Thank
on
you
the
for
show.
coming very
4
much.
more. And
It's
3.
been very fun. We love having you.
2. Thank you. I love to come here.
Oh, okay, I can feel all that. Renee, thank you so much. That was a great workout. Very good. Very good. I would like to say you were excellent and amazing. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
I enjoy it.
It's been fun, lots and lots of fun. And also I'd like to thank the Comcast Studios for a wonderful, wonderful job they've done having us in here and letting us come into their studios and making it a home for us. Thank you so much. Also, we have Shart's Computer Carts, and it's a fabulous cart. They sponsor the show, Some Mind Somebody, and it's a beautiful computer cart. You put the computer right on top, and if you'd like more information, 734-542-9550. And that was, I'm like, woo, that was fun. Well,
never realized
hot and
that, huh?
sweaty. Yeah, geez, thank you so much. Well, that ends the show for today at the Spring Show. And tune in because we're going to be having a summer show, which will be absolutely fabulous. And she's coming back. Plus
you.
everyone else that you saw today. So,
Great.
Amy, I don't think you saw Mike much, and I hope we'll see you in the summer. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. You ready? Wanna do
Grab
some
those
more?
weights.
Okay.
Grab those weights.
Ah, all right.
Here we go.